Hey, it's Marklin here with your video thought from the road for today. Video thought for today from the road. And I am talking this week about nice little connection words in our Bible. So yesterday I spoke about that connection word and, God being a God of and, a God of surplus, a God of abundance. Today I want to talk about God being a God of the little word is but, B-U-T. And I was thinking about this, and I was reminiscing about a case that I was trying one time in St. Louis. And I had an expert who was on the stand. And the defense attorney was cross-examining the expert. And the defense attorney thought he had the expert caught in, if not a lie, at least a statement that was contrary to what the expert had been saying at trial. And so the lawyer had my expert, and he said, look, in the past, didn't you say A, B, C? And my expert witness said, yes, I said A, B, C. And he said, but that's not all I said. And he said, but you did say that. You said A, B, C. And he said, yes, but that's not all I said. And he said, well, what else did you say? And he said, I added D, E, F. And the lawyer was persistent and pounding the table, metaphorically, saying, but you still said A, B, C. And the witness said to him, he said, you know, that's like quoting me for saying, it was a beautiful day, and then leaving out the rest of my sentence, but then the hurricane hit. You know, without the but part, you don't really get the whole sentence. Buts can be very important in language. And so I want us to consider the writings of the lawyer, Paul. Paul was trained as a lawyer, and Paul wrote a letter to a group of people in Corinth. The letters, this is found in the letter we call 1 Corinthians or 1 Corinthians if you live in England. And Paul in the first chapter, starting in verse 26, says something really important. And I want you to listen for the but in this passage. He says, for consider your calling, brothers. Not many of you were wise according to worldly standards. Not many were powerful. Not many were of noble birth. But God chose what is foolish in the world to shame the wise. God chose what is weak in the world to shame the strong. You were not wise by worldly standards. You were not strong. But God chose what is foolish in the world to shame the wise. God chose what is weak in the world to shame the strong. That but changes everything. That but informs you and me that it doesn't matter if in the world's eyes, we've got something special. We've got what it takes. We're going to shine like the brightest star in the sky. That doesn't matter when we're aligned with God. Because God's doing things to his own glory. See, God does this so that no human being might boast in the presence of God. We don't accomplish great things because we are great people. We accomplish great things because we align ourselves with God. And we may not be wise enough and we may not be strong enough, but God uses that which is not wise enough, that which is not strong enough, to accomplish things of great wisdom and strength. That's the kind of God we serve. So let's pay attention to those passages where we see that word but, because that makes a difference. If it's God saying the but, let's include the whole sentence. That's your video thought from the road today. More tomorrow.